Hi, I will going to tackle the lesson that I choose, which is the plan and prepare for the connection of electrical wirings. So under of it are electrical safety and preparing electrical wirings. Electrical safety. When there's electricity, there's always a potential danger of electrical shock or worse, a fire. So in electrical safety, we must aware, especially on the do's and don'ts while doing electrical works because it includes our life, might endanger our life, so we should know the do's and don'ts to protect ourselves also. There's a develop safe habits. So first is whenever you're working with electricity, you should regularly take precautionary steps to be protected from electrical shocks. So yes, we should very know the steps or the, let's just say the warning for doing the electricity because it might affect our health that can cause danger. So before you will do electricity works, you should wear rubber sole shoes, remove your metallic jewelries. This is important also because of the metallic jewelries, it can cause electric shock since you are working to a electricity. If you're working on a damp floor, place a dry board or rubber mat under your feet because as I've said earlier, electricity can cause electric shock that might affect your health and might put yourself in danger. Do's and don'ts. Don't work if your hands or feet or other body parts are damp or if your feet are on the wet floor. So we should aware or we should prevent prevent the electrical shocks. For example, if your hands or your feet are wet, can cause can cause electric shock because it you're working to electricity, which is high in voltage that can cause your life in danger. Never attempt to fix electrical equipment by yourself. So always you need to have a guidance or have a partner. So don't store or use electrical or flammable liquids rather near electrical equipment because flammable liquids can cause fire. Next is repairing electrical wirings and circuits. So electrical circuits. Wires in a typical computer system setup are made up of single solid strand. So there are three forms: the single strand, the stranded, and the braided. So the cables, non-metallic or NM is called Romex. So this is the NM flat and this is the NM round. The UF or underground feed cable has wires wrapped in solid plastic for watertight protection and so can be used for outside installations. Best example for this is lamp outside or the post light or post something and post light outside. For example, it's uses to prevent the water that will flow to the wire. Armored cable wraps insulated wire in metal coat to serve as a belt for grounding. The metal clad has a pre-insulated ground wire. The wire color and size. The wire color and size are color coded for easily to determine based on their purpose. There are the hot wires, the neutral wires, and the green and bare coated wires. So if the hot wires carry power back to the service panel to the electrical device, and the neutral wires are white coated wires in which they carry power back to the service panel, and the green and bare coated are grounded wires to provide conducting path connected to the earth ground. So this is the thickness or the thickness of the wire based on the gauge and their maximum ohms. The lower its gauge number, the thicker the wire. The thickness of the wire is determined with gauge number. So this is their steps. So first is stripping wire. Before you make an electricity connection, you must strip the insulation at the end of wire using a stripper instead of knife or cutter. So this is mostly the tool that you needed to use for stripping the wire. To avoid, you should not use a knife or wire cutter to avoid any damage in the copper wire. The insulation should slide off easily with no mark on the wire. If a stripper leaves a nick or scrapes the wire, check that you're using the right hole or otherwise use a new one. You should avoid for having the mark on the wire because it can cause um, let's just say to prevent the electrical shock that might affect your life. Slicing the wire. So this is the steps for slicing the wire. Hold the strip wire and tightly next to each other. Grip both ends with pliers and twist clockwise. So in this case, we use the lineman's pliers. Next, cut the tail off the tip of the splice, leaving about 3 to 4 inch of splice wire. We should prevent to cut the main wire because this wire, these are the wire that we need. So choose a wire knot to fit the size and number of wires in and twist the knot clockwise to tighten. Stripping an electrical cord. Before stripping, separate a lump cord, which is also known as a zip cord, by poking the tip of the utility knife between the two conjoined wires. While using this cutter, you should be careful to not affect the wire inside of the zip cord. Use your fingers, twist the exposed one clockwise until they are tight. Twist the wire together clockwise by the hand and the wire nut. So basically this is, as far as I remember, this wire are used for extension cords. Electrical circuit. So an electrical circuit refers to the complete pathway in which electrons can flow through the influence of a voltage. The words positive and negative serve as indicators or change of direction. So this is the flow of the electrons. In the wire, there are called typically there's for the electricity to flow, the power source must have two terminals, one positive and the other is negative in charge. If the positive power source is connected to the negative source, a circuit is created allowing to electricity flow. So as we can see, if the electricity, the negative part flow back to the positive. So it's just circulating to create a electricity. So I hope you listen to the topic that I discussed. So thank you for listening.